Number 1 Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. What's going on, everybody? Oh my good lord, we made it through another week, ladies and gentlemen. We win. We effing win. Hojo down in the chat. Hello, everybody. Oh, dude, I look forward to this every week. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a little bit of a different show. And the reason that I say that is because you may notice something weird. There's only 3 of us. And generally, there's the 3 hosts and a guest. Well, we do have a guest. However, because of religious reasons, our guest is not able to do Friday nights. And I was not going to let that stop us from having this fantastic author and comic creator on the show. So a few weeks back, we did a special pre-recorded session, which I have pulled up already. So that way you guys can still get to know the man, the myth, the legend that is creating these awesome, awesome creations. And I will introduce him shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we're going to do the standard intro for Iron Age Nights. We're going to say hello to everybody. We're going to introduce the co-hosts. I'm going to chill a couple of things, I guess, because that's what I have to do now is doing the YouTube thing. It feels dirty. It really does, but I have to do it. And then every time you guys support me, I feel dirtier. So I guess that's the ultimate way for you guys to troll me. So, Anyway,
good advertising.
I was going to go down that rabbit hole, and I decided I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys would like to support what I'm doing here on A Drink with Crazy, I launched a Teespring store. It's got some merchandise there. Some people love it, and I've actually seen some pictures going out on Twitter and some pictures in the Gilded, and it looks really, really good, actually, like surprisingly good. We've got some pint glasses, coffee mugs. We've got tees and hoodies and all. I said I've got all that. I am going to look into adding another merch line with different artwork soon, but I just don't know what I'm gonna do quite yet. I tried doing a poster, but Teespring didn't have a good poster outline. But it's going to be a thing.
Goat themed.
No, I'm not doing a goat themed one yet. Predominantly because I haven't seen a really, really good, like A Drink with Crazy goat.
We can make that happen.
Like if Neutron Boar like drew in A Drink with Crazy goat that's like wearing my dad's jacket, that, you know, because that, for those of you who don't know, the jacket that is in this photo, it's currently upstairs in the closet. That's my dad's jacket. He gave it to me. I wore it in a, you know, and then the green shirt was just Neutron Boar's flavor. I actually went out and bought shirts specifically for that because I was like, oh, okay, I gotta wear the green now. But I will figure out a new artwork and new merch. But I would love to let everybody know. Check out the Teespring store. And people are posting the pictures of it. Like, holy crap, guys! Thank you. You have no idea. Every time I see that, and you know me, I am not without a word to spare. I have plenty of words to spare. Every time I see you guys post pictures of that, I'm just rendered speechless. I do my best to react and say thank you, and I'm just like, all I can think of is just the generic thank you, my guy. I don't mean it to be generic. I just don't know what to say. I am so appreciative seeing you guys shout out the A Drink with Crazy merch that you're buying. It's like, seriously, dude. That's what I need to do is rocks glasses, like whiskey rocks glasses. I just haven't got there yet. But also, if you guys are new here and you would like to join the fantastic community that I have that is full of writers, authors, comic creators, tabletop RPG creators, marketers, all kinds of different talents that are networking together to help each other build and grow. And also meme lords out the ass. Like, yeah. If you just want to go and just meme, you guys are more than welcome to go and join my gilded server. It's like Discord, but it's less commie. And you're more than welcome to come over and hang out over there. And without any further ado, getting rid of all that YouTube crap out of the way, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Over on Rumble, we have Carham. What's going on, man? How are you doing? Squishy Banana Productions, hello. We got Iron Age Media. Richard, you're double dipping.
Just a bit, you know.
It's a dip, potato chip, whatever. It's awesome to see everybody over in the Rumble chat. We are on Rumble as well, if that's more your flavor. Then we go over to the YouTube chat. We got Maji Chan. Hello, how are you, Maji? It's awesome to see you here. Trippy Soul, what's going on, man? Frederick Guimont, how are you? Caro Brown. Caro is a new member of the community, but just unbelievable her activity in the community and kind of helping me out with like thumbnails and stuff like that behind the scenes. I'm just going to give it a little bit of that shout out because it's really, really cool. Just some of the feedback that she's given me to help me like up my promotion game on the channel. Because the way you promote yourself is thumbnails and titles. And she's been helping me behind the scenes. Unbelievable help from Caro. AS Bruner, what's going on, man? RH Snow, the Iron Age Queen herself, has been dubbed by this channel. An absolutely amazing woman, hugely inspirational. People who watch that, which is Iron Age Nights episode 18. Iron Age Nights number 18 featuring RH Snow. People who watch that get inspired. Like dead serious. It's the amount of feedback we got back from that episode was unreal. So go over to the A Drink with Crazy, the ADWC replay channel, and check it out over there. I wish I could leave them up live here on the channel, but YouTube does funky things when you leave too many live streams up on your channel. I don't know why YouTube do the funky things, but they do. So I pull them down from this channel, and I will never hide Iron Age Nights behind a membership. It will always be free for you guys to watch. So I just have to put them over on another channel, right? That's just, them's the breaks with YouTube. I wish that weren't so, but you will never have to become part of a membership or pay extra dollars to see this show. Because that goes against the authors and the creators that we're trying to promote. So go check out the ADWC replay channel. Timo Burnham. Damn, I said it wrong. Timo. I can't say it like that. Timo Burnham. What's going on, man? Tom Highland. How are you doing? Good, sir. TJ Marquis. What's going on, man? Raving Dad Gaming. Hello. Horizon Talker. What's going on? James Craig. Hello. Yeah, he says active chat already. Yeah, the chat was already very, very active. It's awesome to see everybody down there already. 10 Cage, what's going on, man? How are you? Oxen W, good sir. Rose, my lovely wife. Hello, how are you? She's down there already giving me shit. Hojo says, what's up? Who's drinking? This guy. I feel like he's like, who's got 2 thumbs and already drinking? This guy. But he makes his own beer. I need to figure out how the hell I can like do a drink with crazy beer with Hojo, and then he and I just like split I don't even know how he would do that, but like he makes craft beer, and I want an excuse to have craft beer sent to me. I just have to figure out the proper marketing scheme to be like, hey Hojo, what if John A. Douglas, how are you? Iron Age stonks rising. Yes, they are. Man. Redoubt Productions, man. What's going on? It's good to see you down there. Sir Ubi-san, how are you? Avely Music, what up? Oh my goodness, Lord, he's no shit, seriously active chat tonight. Holy crap. The Lord Otter, Chris Fisk, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, Maji-chan for $2. Maji-chan sends in a super chat for $2. Royce, you are funky. Guys, is that an insult or is that a compliment or?
I would just take it as
just yes,
as yes, and you should say. I would say thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank
nice
you.
As is traditional with the community, you should take it as an insulting compliment.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that. Yeah, backhanded compliments I'm used to. Herman P. Hunter, the Lore Forge, what's going on? How are you doing, man? Oh, good God. It's you guys are still jumping. My God, you guys are frisky tonight. Calm down. You've made the chat jump on me 3 times already. Calm down. Holy crap. It's Friday night and Saturday morning awaits. Don't burn yourselves out, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, I'm going to introduce a man who doesn't know the words "don't burn yourself out" because that seems to be all he's doing lately, trying to get Anvil number 2 out, trying to work on Anvil number 3, trying to also do everything else he's doing in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed honor to present King Richard. How are you doing, good sir?
Doing very well. It's been an eventful week. I think, speaking of Anvil, the biggest news.
Yes, you got it.
I have from the printer. They had they were already on a tight schedule to get it done by Friday. I mean, the colors in this are just like absolutely fantastic. Let me get a
it's getting a little washed out by the light. God, I hate.
Yeah, I know. I need to get better lighting in general.
Yeah, agree. I also need to do that thing. Yeah, let's see a page.
There's not a good page that I
give
can.
Give us a sneak peek.
I'll give you a. No, I don't want to do that because I don't want to reveal anything here too much. Here we go. Well, we'll pick. Dang it, Immortal Rising. There you are. Okay.
Oh, it's Immortal Rising.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is their opening page, but the colors really.
Oh my
really
God,
did
that
well.
is awesome.
I think the colors came through better on this issue, just a little bit better. I'm overall much happier with this, but they basically had a trimmer go down where they needed to replace a blade, and it just cost them about 3 hours, and that was enough time to not get all of them done. So I understand the rest of them are getting picked up on Monday, but the first 100 will go out Monday morning, and then the balance will hopefully go out on Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's awesome.
Because I've got some child care family in town, so that's good.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, I will probably be getting mine late because I ordered very late. I remember we were at the bowling alley and I was like, all we need.
Yeah, no special cover for you this time. This is the catch up. No. Issue, shall we say, where everything. Hopefully, after this, I can take a breath and then prepare for the third issue.
If I got a special cover every time, then the one that you sent me wouldn't be special anymore. It would become a gimmick.
Yeah, I'd probably also have to keep upping the ante, and then I don't want to know what direction that would go in. So.
Probably.
Oh God, it's not like there's not enough memes out there, but that would be hilarious, man.
I don't want to put any more gasoline on that fire.
And for those of you who don't know, this was my special cover.
He never misses an opportunity to get that thing out.
It's a freaking collector's edition, dude. You gave me a collector. If I never,
he's got collector's editions of Isom, but you notice that he doesn't get those out all the time because it doesn't have a picture
they're open.
of him
They're
wearing
open
a dress
collector's
on the front.
edition.
Yeah,
well,
I think you're onto something, Richard.
A little bit of exhibitionism there. I mean, you do you, buddy, but
he's like, I look damn good on that cover.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a poor, abused, scared story that you've beaten into a corner inside your mind because for some reason you don't know how to treat your stories, do that story a favor. Call or email or Twitter or whatever it is. whimsyland.org. You see, that is Daniel P. Riley, and he will come over, offer that kind, caring hand, and he will teach you how to love your story and bring that story on to the page. Daniel, how are you doing this week?
You feel good about yourself?
Oh, I feel fantastic about myself. The look of awkwardness on your face was like, what the fuck is this? A Sarah McLachlan commercial? Like,
one of these days I'm going to put the music on just to mess with you. Just hold it right up to the microphone.
I will get copyright stricken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. It's so good, dude. I don't know why. I'm just like, I've seen so many people like, man, I just can't get this story out. I just wish I could get this story out. And I see like the frustration that all these authors have. And like my brain made the connection one day. I'm like, they're taking that frustration out on their story. Daniel helps get rid of the frustration. The story is beaten and abused. Daniel can help the beaten. Yeah,
apparently I'm story rescue now.
Dude, it was awesome though. Like that's just where my brain went. Like I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know why my brain made those connections, but that's legit what happened. I was like, this would be a great gag. And every time I do it, I just see just the lack of comfort on your face, and it makes it even better.
Yeah, I die a little bit inside every time.
How have you been, man?
I'm doing good. I am closing out everything for this month as far as projects are concerned. During tonight's extra special show, I'm actually going to be working in the background.
I think all of us are going to be working a little bit in the background, but
yeah, I want to get it done so I can enjoy the weekend. And it's not your fault, but I woke up Thursday and the seat of power has turned into the seat of darkness. And I think I'm going to have to blame Stormcrow on the comic shop Wednesday.
What happened?
I was going to say.
I see this. What?
It's different. A different chair. Change is bad. Remember?
Yeah.
Wait. We're the change is good.
No. Word change is good. Change is good.
Some change is good.
Look towards the future. Look towards the future.
No,
except for whatever the hell they did.
It's the same chair. Look, same pattern.
I don't know. That change is disturbing, to say the least.
Yeah. I'm going to have to blame Stormcrow.
What did you
come
do?
over and like reupholster your chair or something while you slept? I mean,
no, I think
something on it and dyed it.
I think he just pissed the seat of power off and it turned into the seat of darkness. I'm going to have to do something to make it happy again. I don't know.
Stormcrow, you suck. It's okay, Stormcrow. It's okay. We still kind of love you. We love you like we love you like a red-headed stepchild who needs to do those damn dishes. Otherwise, but we love
He's
you
a
like
good
that.
troll.
He is. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce our guest, and again, this is a pre-recorded interview that we did a few weeks ago. This will be awesome, I hope. Wrangler sent in a super chat for 20. And nothing said. He just drops 420 in the chat and then goes over to Rumble because he has to double dip. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the present us is going to leave you with past us while we introduce you to Yakov Merkin, who is
I don't think I had a beard when we did this interview.
No, we didn't. It looks different. Dude, it's gonna look so different here in a minute. Like I literally have it pulled up over here and I'm just like, we don't look. The seat of power is about to change again, though. It's gonna be weird. But
return.
Yakov Merkin, Ascendant Fiction.
Nice.
Many books out right now. He is working on Amaranth Angels. This week, he just dropped his fantastic teaser trailer. Is working on the full trailer. He wanted me to make sure that you guys knew that because he actually showed us a clip in this interview from his full trailer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely not the usual format where we do a pre-recorded interview. And that is not something that I will say everybody will have access to a pre-recorded interview. This is very special exception. This is one, we all love the project that he's doing. He's an amazing person to talk to. This is a religious exception here. He said, I can't do Friday nights through Saturdays. And I said, okay, Richard, Daniel, can we do it? Can we make it happen? And they said, yeah, that's a good reason. We've actually had people say, well, Friday nights I don't know. Friday nights just aren't my thing. I like to just zen. And we were like, all right, well, that's not exactly a good enough reason to do a pre-recorded interview. This was a good reason. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it is time to introduce you to Yakov Merkin, the man behind Ascendant Fiction and Amaranth Angels. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we will be here in the chat talking with you. And if you have any questions for him, make sure to ask. Tag me in the chat the questions. I will be reading all of those after this interview because he is going to go in the comments of this live stream and answer all of your questions, which you guys know what happens then. I read them out on Sunday Coffee. So, ladies and gentlemen, be active here because you have a chance to ask him questions. We will make sure to read those out, and he will be here answering your questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Yakov Merkin. It is not showing up. Why? There it is. All right. Why do we have no sound?
I'm going to start doing the voices for everybody.
Well, the problem is StreamYard doesn't have just an auto-engage sound. God, they turned
MST3K the shit out of it.
Unfortunately.
We're going to have to just imagine.
All right. Do we have sound? All right, and ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you all to I'm gonna screw it up again, and I just did this. Yakov Merkin from Ascendant Fiction. Man, how have you been? How is life treating you with the projects that you have going on?
It's been pretty good, pretty busy between all the projects that I'm working on. Obviously the Kickstarter, and obviously I mentioned before we started, I started a new job last week, so I'm adjusting to that. And also I'm moving next month, so that's going to be fun.
Oh,
so
Lord.
life's giving me, it's a good move that I needed to do, but it's still more work to do. But
Gotcha.
Yeah, overall things are going pretty well, all things considered.
Good.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man. Well, we have definitely seen a lot of Amaranth Angels in the lead up to the release. I mean, you were dropping that and the artwork to that on the Comic Shop Wednesdays for quite a while. And so we got to look at the fantastic stuff you were doing with that. But it is very different than some of your other projects from the past.
Right.
It's definitely a very different undertaking. We have your website here that I want to present to everybody, but just so people can see everything that you have been working on. This is over here on yakovmerkin.com. And as you can see, A Greater Duty here, which again, we've checked out from you before as well on the Comic Shop Wednesday, all of the various different artwork that you have from your different projects. You did the Dragon Hand, which I know was a couple of people bought because they thought that perspective was crazy. How are you able to come up with the variety of what you're writing? From project
I don't know. It's like a hard question to answer, and also I guess an easy one to answer at the same time. because like I grew up, on sci-fi and fantasy stuff. Like I grew up watching Star Trek and then Star Wars, and playing sci-fi video games and reading a lot of fantasy books. I read a lot of epic fantasy growing up, like Wheel of Time. I read that like a long time ago. So and Brandon Sanderson books also, a lot of also epic fantasy. So those are the two genres that I was mostly attracted to as a fan. And then obviously once I decided that I wanted to write my own stuff, then I kind of started off in those genres. Like Galaxy Ascendant series is like Star Wars style sci-fi with mixes of other sci-fi. There's some Star Trek in there, there's some Mass Effect in there, but and the Dragon Hand is very much an epic fantasy. And then more recently I started getting into anime stuff. Like in 2019 I got back into anime after like a decade of not watching anything.
Oh wow.
And then a couple years later I decided I wanted to do my own light novel series. That's where Light Under Another World came from. I got a fantasy isekai series, and then I'd always wanted to do a starfighter story, because that's the best part of Star Wars. And so since I'd already been doing anime style stuff, and I like my artist style, and I like working with him a lot, and it's a little bit easier to sell. Also, I decided, okay, might as well do a manga with starfighters in it. And
That's
so between
cool.
that and between my favorite anime, which anybody who's seen my YouTube channel will know, is Girls in Panzer, which is like a cute girls doing military things show.
My buddy.
So that's kind of where
you and
came in.
Convoy Bebop would get along quite well.
So
I'm a Robotech guy, so I was curious about the starfighting and the ships for Amaranth.
And the design, sorry, go on, Richard.
Oh, I was just going to ask two questions. First of all, are you a fan of Gunsmith Cats, or have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it.
Okay, it's only like 3. It's very quick. But just to one of the questions I had was your Galaxy Ascendant series. That's entirely separate from Amaranth Angels, correct?
Yeah.
Or is it
the only thing
like
the only thing they have in common is that all of the alien characters in Amaranth Angels are based off of or inspired by different aliens from that series.
Okay, so there is kind of like a loose connection.
It's more like a self-referential thing. It's like, I could do it, why not do it?
Okay.
So,
Well, you already have that in your wheelhouse, and it's like, why, you already took the time to design, to have the designs. Nothing says you can't tweak them and use them.
just animify it, basically.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's cool. I think I'm assuming that this would be well before any, this is set much closer to current day. It's still pretty far in the future based on what we're saying here, but has there been alien contact before now with humanity, or is this kind of like a first
Amaranth
contact
Angels?
as well?
No, I mean, it's set. I think I set the year of the story to the same year as original series Star Trek, because why not? So it's like a couple hundred years from now or something like that. So not too far in the future. And there has not been alien contact yet. There's been like I mentioned in the prologue, there was kind of like a scare about it, which is kind of
I remember reading that.
Started kind of accelerating research and development of starfighters and other space warfare stuff, just in case, because they don't know what's out there still.
Very cool.
That's really cool. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw something that was doing that. Like we're now finding out that the aliens, there probably is something out there, but in a longer format. Because usually it's like they knock on your front door and bam, hey everybody, guess what? Aliens. And it's like, we're pretty sure there's some stuff out there and we should probably be prepared for it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. Something it's not really a spoiler because it's in the blurb that there is an alien attack early in the story, and that's kind of what sets off where all the characters end up and how that gets started. So
yeah, that was interesting to me because it was almost a self-fulfilling prophecy in that there was a scare, so they ramped up development of stellar flight, and then end up actually in a conflict with an alien race. So it's almost if we hadn't gone up there in the first place, maybe this never would have happened.
Yeah.
Right. I will say this: the first thing that captured me was the artwork. This the space flight cover over here. When I saw that, I went, "This is something I want to check out." Your starships too. Very, I mean, obviously recognizable, but different designs. And I love that you actually did
Yeah, I
that.
found
You
that
did.
interesting too.
But you didn't just go with the typical standard everything. And I'm assuming there is a reason that all of these young ladies pilot a different type of ship. I'm assuming that they.
Yeah, that's part of it, and also just simply because I wanted them all to be visually distinct, so that in a battle scene, it's easy to know where each of them is at any given time, because you know whose ship is which. And also, all these ships I designed myself. I mean, the basic design, like I did the really terrible, like, you know, rough sketch, and then I sent it to real concept artists to actually make pretty. But also all of the main ships, these and also all the main alien ships were my designs, and then like I said, the artists, like concept artists, you know, made them actually like actual models of them. We have rough 3D models of a couple of them now for the trailer, which is still being made because it's taking longer than my artist thought it was going to take. But that stuff happens,
right?
So.
Yeah, I like it. The in like I said, I'm a Robotech guy, Macross Plus Robotech. When the animation for that, when they designed it, the only distinctive characteristic about most of the ships was color.
And I think
A
it's good
certain
to
character
get away
piloted
from
the
that.
blue one, the green one, and then the main character piloted this red, white, and blue, very patriotic, heroic looking version of the exact same model. But each of the ships that I saw in the preview that you put up is distinctly different in its format.
Different colors works well for when it's animated, but obviously when you have just black and white comic pages, you kind of need, you know, a visual thing. Even for the alien characters, who they're going to have like different, since it's the alien military they're going to be interacting with, it's going to have ship classes, so they're only going to have 2 different types of fighters for the different alien girls also. So for them, what I'm probably going to do, you haven't gotten to this point yet, it's a little bit further down the road in the volume, but we're probably going to give a bunch of them, or all of them probably, like nose art on their ships, like also easily tell them apart in the action scenes without having to like you know, tell you every time who is flying which one.
Yeah, show don't tell.
Yeah,
what a concept. No, and that was one of the things too, is seeing the interiors, and like I said, I do the slow scroll because I like this and I feel that it's more dramatic, but seeing the interiors and seeing the different covers that you've done, and the way that you're trying to make this something that, although it is in black and white, it just pops, because we've covered the interiors a few times on the channel, and that's one of those things that I'm like, all right, whoever this guy's artist is, like they're gonna make a name for themselves if they already haven't.
I hope so. Yeah, he's really, really good to work with. I mean, like I don't know if I guess I think it's a personal choice for him. He doesn't really have any really active social media right now. Like I don't know if it's he just got tired of it or just doesn't want to bother or whatever. But like
I can relate.
So he doesn't he has like a YouTube that he doesn't really post on. He hasn't posted there in months. But so like I don't think anybody knows who he is apart from people who've read my stuff, because he did my light novel art also. And that's part of why I wanted to work with him on this too, because I saw how good all that came out. I was like, if I'm going to stick with anime style stuff, I'm going to use the same guy again, because I like making long-term relationships with my artists and other collaborators, because it leads to good things. Like with my artist just now, with like they mentioned the animation that's taking longer than he wanted to do it for the trailer. Like he said recently, like if I hadn't been like a long-term client, he probably would have given up on it because of how much work it ended up being compared to what he thought it was going to be. But because I've been working with him for so long now, he's gonna get through it and finish it up. Hopefully soon. Hopefully another week or so, maybe 2 weeks, and get that done, because that's gonna be really awesome when it's finished.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It looks so good. Just seeing all that. This cover is insane. Like this cover here is just
that's the prologue
unreal. So no, I mean, this got me excited to and we have been waiting for this to come out, and waiting for this
So have I.
to come out. Yeah, and finally you're there. Finally you do it. And when I was like, man, I want to get you on the show, and then you're not able to do Fridays into Saturdays, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make this happen regardless, because I love what you have here in the project. I'm glad there's still some more time to back it as of right now, as of the recording of this video, and actually there's more time to back it as this is airing. And so with that being said, how has everything been going so far? How do you feel the trajectory is for your funding goals and stuff like that, if that's something you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would like for it to be further along than it is, because one day I want to have a campaign that funds in the first week, so I could just relax the rest of the time, because that would be just nice. Not have to work. All my campaigns have been like, not like last minute like crunch, but like in the last week or so is when they usually get funded, my previous projects and stuff. Okay. So I want to get to that point one day where I could just set it, get it funded immediately, and then just relax. But clearly not there yet. So as of recording, we're I think almost a quarter of the way funded, with still 39 days left. So it's still a lot of time left, and there's over 100 people who are following the campaign who haven't backed it yet. Now we're just about 100 people, so like hopefully a bunch of them jump on by the end. And obviously once the trailer is finished, fine, that'll also I think help boost its visibility too. I'm going to do some ads with that also once that's done, because that lends perfectly doing YouTube ads, which I've done before for my other stuff, which got some results, I think.
That's so cool.
Nice. Yeah, so that I'm really looking forward to, because I've seen the in progress stuff and I know how good it's going to be. But like I said, it's taking longer than expected. But again, then with art that happens sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've let's see here, you've created 6 previous, so you've delivered on a number of campaigns. So I think that's another feather in your cap, that a lot of that's something that is not always the case. So hopefully, as people can look at that, it's a good confidence builder. And with this, with the art that you have so far, I mean, I agree. I'm really enjoying it. It looks absolutely professional as far as I'm concerned. And with the the page count that you have right now, you have a delivery of like July of next year. So I'm sorry, I had to step away for a second, but like, how many pages do you guys think that you have so far, and how are you feeling about
so
that?
Far,
everything going well?
Yeah, so far we have the prologue, which is 31 pages. That's been finished for a while, and I have, I think, the first half of chapter 1, which another like 15 or 16 pages that are mostly done. Like I mentioned before, I've been away, that we're working on a trailer for it that involves some animation. And that's been taking a lot longer than my artist thought it was going to take. So that's been eating up time that he would have been spending on the internal art, which is part of why I set the delivery date that I did, because I try and set my delivery dates with buffer time in case there are delays, because there often are, especially the more art that's involved, the more likely there's going to be some delay. So I hope I set a buffer enough, but I think reasonably likely that we'll be able to get it done by then. I think I took his estimate and then gave it an extra month or two, so just to be safe. But but yeah, so otherwise, I mean, once he was able to do the the internal pages at a decent rate. Again, just the animation stuff just takes a lot of hours. Like he gave me a whole breakdown recently of just especially for the 2D stuff, as how long that takes per scene, and it's like, okay, I understand why this is taking a while now, but with the internal stuff, he said it's actually easier to do manga pages than it was to do interior arts for my light novels, because he was trying to tell like an entire scene in one image, whereas here we have all the pages to work with. So each panel is for the next panel, and then the next page to the next page, and so that makes it easier for him in a sense to I guess get through it faster. He doesn't have to worry as much about exactly what goes where, because it just there's not like you have one art for this entire chapter and then you're done. You have the entire thing is art. So
that is a very different way of looking at things.
I didn't even thought about that.
Yeah, with some of the stories in Anvil, it's like, if I'm gonna have a couple of illustrations, then I've got to pick the pivotal scenes that not only are important from a you know, they're going to be the scenes that the reader is most interested in, you know, and then you have to also make sure that you're getting like you're ticking these boxes. Whereas I think with manga and comics, because it is so much more of a, you know, a flowing narrative. I mean, there's some weaknesses because you have to make sure that you capture any kind of background details. You can't have a bunch of narration, but yeah, there's definitely a dance between the two. I mean,
Yeah,
aside from that,
if my light novels, I always had to pick, like, because I'd be doing 7 illustrations per book. So I have to pick which chapters are going to get one. I usually have 10 chapters, so 7 out of 10 will get one. Then I have to decide what I want to do where, and I try and have a couple of them be like action illustrations, a couple of them be more like you know, like quieter moment scenes, just a little bit of variety in terms of what I'm showing, and therefore I have to pick that and then go over with my artist what I want, what the whole. So I usually actually give him the entire book beforehand if it's ready, so that he could then read the entire chapter, the entire scene, to get a better sense of what's happening, so that it's easy or easier.
That's an awesome artist to work with. Then,
yeah, he does a lot. Like, he does
Absolutely.
more than he needs to sometimes. Like when I was designing like the flight suits for the characters, I just gave him like rough design basics of what I wanted for the flight suits, and he came back with like an entire like sheet with like each part of like what each part is for, and like I didn't think that far ahead. So
what and so for and that's actually one thing that I noticed that I had commented on the flight suits is that on the shoulder pads of each of the girls there's a different color. Was that a you decision or was that a him decision?
that was a him decision.
Okay, because I caught that immediately. As soon as I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. Because we're like, yeah, the suits look really cool. And I was like, white, orange, there's a purple, there's a blue, there's like a yellow. I was like, they're very distinctly different. And I was like, that's a cool little thing right there. So
Yeah, I'm
like,
probably also going to add like little symbols on the helmet at some point also, because obviously you don't have color in the comic itself. So we're probably going to do that also on the helmets to some extra identifier, just to make it a little bit easier in action scenes too.
Absolutely. That
Sounds great.
Yeah, I like having an artist who's like, and I give him, you know, some creative freedom also to do with certain things that aren't, you know, as critical on my end, and then that makes it more fun for him. And also artist input, you know, artists know how things look, what looks good better than I do as a writer.
yeah,
So I'm happy to defer to him. Like in most cases, I'm happy to defer to him when he says, okay, I think we should like adjust the script a little bit like this, or adjust like these panels to change like that. And so like I always consider like him my final editor on the actual script, because he gives me any kind of, you know, artistic feedback after I get all of the other, you know, basic feedback, or just, you know, proofreading on the actual dialogue and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, manga and comics are ultimately a visual medium.
Yeah,
you know, so coming at it as a writer is probably, I would say, at least maybe not more difficult, but it's certainly a different set of mental muscles.
Yeah,
that
it took
you
a little
have to
bit
play
of
there.
time to learn.
Yeah,
how to,
so
like,
it's
visualize
awesome that
some
you're
of these things.
collaborating in that way, because I mean that's really what you want to be doing.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's what I was doing with mine. I believe from when I was looking at the page, you've said it was about 200 pages.
Yeah. Just about.
So is it the full story?
No, this is volume 1. I have I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be exactly yet, but I have plans for several more at least.
Nice.
Like the pacing of comics is also something I'm getting the hang of also, but like I have like one volume is, you know, all said that script's been done for months now. And then I have my basic bullet points of where the story is going to end up by the end of like what I have planned. And then I also have some rough plans for where it could go beyond that if I decide to go there, or if I want to do something else instead. I'll see when we get there. That's going to be a while off anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was curious because I was having the same issue working on mine. Decided to basically crush 2 chapters of the book adaptation comic into an individual 24-page or 25-page floppy. So, you know, trying to figure out the pacing to do that was one of the biggest trials.
That going back and forth between the novels that I'm reading, the novellas and the comics, I actually just got done I don't even have the review out yet. The review, as of the recording of this interview, I don't even have the review out yet. But I actually just got done reading Crimson Wren from Clownfish TV, and their pacing is so much different than other people's pacing. Like Eric July doing Isom, and then that pacing is totally different than some of the books that I'm reading, and so. I don't have a good gauge for that. I can tell you that if I'm reading that thing in that moment, it might feel quick to me, but to try to gauge it off of somebody else's, like, that's just something that I think reader feedback is gonna be very valuable there.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're doing something that transcends from one form of media to the other, like a book adaptation into a comic, you've got roughly 20 to 40 pages if you're doing like 2 chapters of a book in one comic, 20 to 40 pages of information to convey with imagery in a 24-page floppy. That's something that you really have to dig on.
I didn't see that you're doing an ad.
Yes, I have a couple different like higher tiers for either just a regular ad in the book, or also there's like a couple pages where they're inside. You scroll a little more down, where they're on the space station earlier in the volume. They're like in the space station like mall area where people could put like little kind of ad stuff.
Cool. Sorry to cut you off, Daniel. I just saw that.
No, actually, that's great. I might actually have to put in for that, because that dovetails pretty nicely with mine.
Yeah, there was it I think it was you that was talking about doing having ad reads for creative projects on your YouTube channel? Or was that somebody else?
I was. Yeah. No, I've done that. I started recently where I offer affordable ad slots for creators who want to promote something on my channel, because I know with my main videos, the Girls and Parents are ones, how many views they always get on a regular basis for the last half a year now or more. So I could say like with confidence that on these videos it'll get X number of views at least, and then therefore I could charge something and then feel good about what I'm offering people.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm wondering if I can, because I'm thinking I am thinking about doing that, but I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to pick your brain on that. If you wouldn't mind, I can pick your brain after we get done with the interview.
Sure,
but
I don't mind.
I love that idea. I love the idea of being able to do this for other people, not just have whole ad slots, but to be like, hey, we actually have an area where you can legitimately we can just figure out an ad that we can put in little micro.
Great idea.
That's because for a while now I wanted to see like small to mid-sized channels that were willing to do that kind of thing to promote indie creators, especially in the same sphere, because also, as everybody knows, like shill streams tend to get boring, but just talking about your books all the time, people don't want to listen to that so much. Whereas if you just do a short ad in front of the video, it's like maybe 30 seconds to a minute long at most. It doesn't take that much time, and it's more interesting usually than like generic ads that other channels might have anyway, so people might actually want to watch it.
Right.
And
product placement.
Yeah, and just provide that opportunity. Then I don't know how I may no way to tell how well it'll do, obviously, but people get to decide if they think it's worth trying, and then if it goes well, and if not. But that's that's out of our control at that point.
I'm gonna have to pick some people's brains on this, because
I like this idea a lot.
Not only
also
that,
I wanted to have like a tier that also offers some kind of like backer like involvement in the book itself, because in my light novels I've offered a high reward tier of like create like a side character that'll appear at least once, and then they get like original art of that character also, so that I could do there. But because of the nature of this story, I couldn't really offer that, at least not at this point, because of just how the story is going to play and how many characters there are and all of that. Whereas in like a fantasy story, there's a lot of side characters everywhere around that I could just find a reason for someone to be there. Here I can't so much, so I wanted to find another way to do that, and so that was the workaround that I had for it, basically, to have some kind of way that backers could actually put a little bit of themselves, a little mark in the story, whether it's for an actual, it could even be for like an actual project, or just something for fun. They want to just put in like some kind of like silly sci-fi ad, like I know, like, remember the Mass Effect games back in the day, they had a lot of like silly
Right.
ads all over the place that like doesn't mean anything to the story, but it's just fun and it's there and just adds a little bit of flavor to the setting anyway.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And thinking
We've,
ahead to doing that, that's value, because I'm still having a hard time because this is a very new world for me. Like a lot of the stretch goals stuff, like, oh, if we make this much money, or if we now I understand like the backer stuff, like, hey, if you back for this price, this is what you're getting. Like that I understand. But a lot of the stretch goal stuff, I'm like, oh, if we get to this point, we'll start producing this other stuff and so on and so forth. I like what you're doing here is you're like, look, there are different versions of the book that are, you're not really doing stretch goals, but you're giving value to people just in the off. And then when you start to get to the higher tiers, you're giving a lot of value to people because it's like, hey, for this price, you're going to be able to advertise your thing. So maybe somebody is like, well, I'm going to be launching my Kickstarter in July of next year. He's planning on delivering in July of next year. You know, like,
Or if they have a book out, they want to get more eyes on it. If it's a stand-up, they think it's a similar audience that might be interested, then
that's really cool.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I have one more tier also. I know you didn't get to. We have another tier where one of the characters kind of like advertises your thing too. I did that once for my previous campaign too, where like get original art of the character. Like they pick one of the characters holding up like a little sign advertising something, which is also another cute way to get original art out of it. And also, again, that ad will go inside the book too, and like in the back somewhere, and then they get to use that image to promote their stuff wherever.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah,
I like it. So it's talking a lot of shop here, but I just
it's important.
It is important, and I think that's on top of just having the fun conversations and talking about life and the things that inspire us and all that. But there's a lot here for indies that they need to look into. They have to be their own master marketers. They have to be their own master storytellers. You know, they've got to be. They also have to be, researching constantly and moving and bobbing and weaving and figuring out where's the best place for me to put my project. Is this the best place? Do I go on Kickstarter? Do I go on Indiegogo? Maybe I go to Fund My Comic, because there's a lot of different places, and trying to figure out where to go to get the most eyes and who to talk to and things like that is definitely something that people have to pay attention to. So
true.
Talking shop is kind of one of the things that a lot of people might not realize. There's like, oh, because there's somebody in the audience right now. There's somebody watching this right now that's going, that's a good idea. I could do something like that with my project. And we just gave somebody a light bulb moment in their head that they can take and they can advance what they're doing,
Well, I think part of it is also that, I talk about building an ecosystem, and a critical part of that is, you've got to have different ways to network within an ecosystem. And right now, a lot of that is dependent on social media, which, I'm not saying you can ignore that. That's definitely the easiest and best way for a lot of people to do in terms of cost versus benefit. But to have your advertising like wrapped in that, we need to start reaching across our different fan groups and everything else and networking them together, because I think there's a real strength to keeping people engaged in the same space, right? Yeah, so no TV channel wants you to change the channel at a different time. They want to try and keep you on that channel. They want to try and keep you in the area, and I think that as the Iron Age and the indie space grows and becomes more and more professional and more productive in terms of their output, then I think that there's going to be a real need to start, finding good ways to do cross promotions, cross advertising, and look at each other's fans, not as though we need to scrabble for them, but this is my fan, nobody else can have it, but because there's no way. I mean, even a 200-page, exactly, like a 200-page manga is going to take you and your artist a long time to crank out. It's going to take a consumer, maybe a couple of weeks at the most to get through it. They might go back to it, but they're not going to sit there and consume it for a year. You know what I mean?
200-page manga will probably take me as a slow reader, maybe 2 hours.
I mean, if you sit down and burn through it, I'm just trying to be as optimistic as possible. That, I read a little bit, I set it down, maybe I don't come back to it for a few days.
Well, I mean, I can do that. Sometimes I do, but that's how I'll do it, is I'll get through it in 2 hours. And now I'm like, well, I need something else to do. Oh, there was an ad in his book for something I might want to check out. And then I can purchase that thing, and we can kind of fill because so many people are used to having something every week or every other week or every month that they can have.
Well, every evening you sit down on Netflix. What am I going to do with my evening? Yeah,
not wrong. I think you guys are onto something. See, this is why I hang out with you guys, because like you guys are like way smarter than me. I'm totally stealing a bunch of ideas from you guys, just so you know. Like and I will do it shamelessly too.
We're gonna have Royce Flicks here soon.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, dude, no. Damn it! Don't say that.
It's too late. I've already bought royceflicks.com.
Don't give the chat ammo. I can't even see.
You don't want to know what the domain was originally redirecting to, but
no, don't do that. Why do you guys do that to me?
Too late.
You better go buy royceflicks.com before this airs at the end of September, because somebody's going to go out there and buy it, and it's Flicks with an X, not 3 X's. You don't want to go there.
That one the hedge will grab.
No, damn it! I hate you. I hate you all. I cannot believe you just did that.
He's gonna have to buy like 3 different domains now.
He'd do it, I think.
I mean, you could just cut this portion of the interview, but no.
No, I could not cut this portion of the interview, because that would be dishonest, and I don't want to be dishonest with my chat. Great. Wow. That's awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to totally derail things.
No. Now I'm going to get Amaranth Angels next year. I'm going to open up, and there's going to be a full page at Royce Flicks. I'm like, you?
No.
Who did that?
No. What happened?
Oh.
Actually, that wouldn't that legitimately would not be like a bad out of context like clips website. Like people come in, they clip the stupid crap that I say.
I've got him started.
No, as soon as you said it, I was like, this is exactly what that could be used for, because the out of context stuff that I say is,
Only one thing to say though. He's gonna open Amaranth Angels up and find like a little hollow ad of Legend of Shalar.
Oh God, you guys are probably you sons of. It's actually a thing. Anyway, all right. Getting back.
Also, if I don't sell all those little ad spots in the Space Mall, I could always put whatever I want on there too.
Oh no!
That's true.
No. Guys, go support him right now. Buy all of your ads. Put all of your ads in there.
Don't leave me to work.
The new campaign, Save Royce.
Dude, yeah, my meme lords probably just bought all of them right now. Like my meme lords probably just were like, no, we're gonna buy all of them, and it's just gonna be memes of a drink with crazy the entire.
Yep.
That works for me. So okay.
It's helping him out. So
we also have to recognize that if we're leaving it open to people to do stuff, like the memery could be, I mean, obviously as long as it's, appropriate.
Yeah, there's some limits, like no NSFW, obviously, explicitly like political religious. I kind of want to, that kind of stuff. But like,
you saw my custom cover of Anvil, right?
I think so. I don't know. It might have been a lot. I don't know if it was recently. I'm sure I've seen it.
I was gonna say, it was only a matter of time.
That's the memery. I had to open this live on stream, and at this point, the cat's out of the bag, so you might as well show people. But if you leave it open, the memery will obviously, like you said, it's got to be appropriate.
Yeah, he's
But-
got creative control, of course.
That it well, yeah, that's true. It's like, yeah, I know, I get that you paid that much money, but no, I'm not putting that in the book.
That's why I said, I mean, on all that
Refund.
reward to say like, message me first to make
Mhm.
sure whatever you want to do is okay, and then back, just so we don't end up stuck in the middle somewhere.
Mhm. Dude, that's
But
I
most things
love
will be
that.
fine.
Dude, I love that you're getting creative like that. I love your artist's work.
Looks real good.
Want you to make so much money on this thing that you're able to pay colorists to bring like
Yeah,
a
that would be
fully
really awesome.
colored version eventually. Like that.
Do you think you'd go for a colored volume 1 first, or or would you jump straight into volume number 2? You know, like what
I don't know. It
where's
depends on. I mean, it
Kinda what the
depends
fans
partially
say?
on how much it makes and
Mhm.
what my artist thinks if he wants to do. Because like he's done all the colors for the other stuff I've done. So I don't know if he want to do it or not, and how long. I don't know how long that would take. I'd have to ask him those questions. I mean, I'd probably be more inclined to do volume 2 first, just because
Right.
Mhm.
I don't want to have too long a gap between. Because also I have my light novels. I'm doing more of those still, so we're gonna kind of leapfrog those a little bit for the next couple of years to
Do
finish
you
that off.
sleep?
Less than I should, but I do sleep, especially now.
Dude.
But, well, the good part is, well, the good thing is about writing comics is once the script is done, it's not much work left for me to do apart from just checking updates and
Right.
improving stuff, because
Mhm.
I don't do any of the art. So my hope is that while he's working on this, I could work on either the volume 2 script or my next light novels or whatever, and then just kind of again like he has more work to do for this and I have more work to do for that, and then just figure out what my schedule will be in terms of what I could get done, between work and everything else, and then also in terms of release schedule wise, what makes the most sense in terms of timing and other scheduling and things like that. So
That's
yeah, I do have
awesome.
plenty more to do. I mean, I plan on working with my artist. I want to work with him for as long as I possibly can. Doing more stuff in the style because he's been awesome to work with, and like I'm lucky I found him like in a random like freelancer.com is where I found him like a couple years ago looking for artists for my light novels, and like I don't know how I found him there. That site's terrible to like search through, so I found him kind of randomly, and I was like, well, I'm not letting go of you.
Yeah, I mean, you find a good artist that you work with. It's like, I mean, you really want to hold on to those people.
I have.
Yeah, you do whatever you can to make sure it's fun for them. Also, that's why I like giving my artists like some measure of creative input onto like my covers and other stuff and the character design, just because I don't want to be over demanding about like details that don't really matter that much, because it's more fun for them that way. Then they're more inclined to want to work with me more. And like so far, like thank God, none of my all the artists I've worked with on major projects, like I'm happy to work with again. Like my artist for the Galaxy Ascendant series and the Dragon Hand, I get the same artist for both of those. And like as soon as I write more books that require his art, I mean he's game to do more because he enjoys it.
Cool. So
yeah, you can even see actually in the back here I have the actual that's a physical painted Dragon Hand. Cover.
That.
So I bought that from him at a discount because I'm client discount.
Right.
But
so I wanted to. You just inspired this question. So so is it you come up with the general look of the character and the character's personality, and then they can kind of build the character around that? Is that kind of how that works? So that's kind of where like some of the creative freedom will come
more
in?
or less. Like with Amaranth Angel's characters, I came up with like the basic, like their basic like physical look and the basic like what the hair color, like the hairstyle within a certain extent, and then beyond that is like let him go with it, and more so for the alien characters and how to incorporate some of like the little like alien or like animal like aspects. I don't know if I could put images in the chat anywhere to show because I have the alien characters also.
Are able to present. There is a present button down below. If you click present, it'll pop up, and then I'll bring it up on the screen for everybody.
Okay,
and then ask you like share your screen and all that.
Let's see if I can find it quickly.
Careful if you're opening up like DMs in the background and it's like there.
No, I'm just gonna open like the image file.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, just hit present, and then it's kind of a weird system that StreamYard has.
That's what I did for the GCI comic, was just described characters and let my artist show me how he interpreted them. a little bit of feedback, and then we were good to go. He's got it down.
I have to find the right window. I have too many things open.
I had 17 tabs open this morning just in Google.
That's child's play. I have more than that.
That was just Google. That didn't account for the video editing software that I had up, the other YouTube that I was uploading videos to, the downloads that I had going in the download folder and separating out Iron Age Knights and then my Star Shatter tabletop campaign. I think this morning I had about 30 things up. And I condensed. I'm down to like 15 right now, so
it's not
my entire desktop is just full of virtual sticky notes.
Because if you open up the image file and then go to StreamYard where we are, and then you hit present.
No, but it's not showing me as a window option for the like movie, like the image viewer on Windows here.
So send it over to me on Twitter really quickly, and I can, if it's an image that you're, send it to me.
No, I posted it publicly before. It's not like anything.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I just don't know where. I have to go find like which tweet I posted it in, like a while ago or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just send it on Twitter DM right now.
Yeah, shoot it to me in a DM, and then I'll just download it really quickly. And then
just send it.
Oh yeah, I think I have seen one. That one looks baller. Save image as, save it in downloads. Go over here, pull up my That's StreamYard is just really not fun doing it like this.
They can't make it too easy to work with, or else people would, do too much.
Right? Yeah. Save image as. Why is it JPEG small file? Why isn't it JPEG small file? Why? It makes no sense. Open.
Yeah, I can try also just opening it into a tab on my screen and then sharing that tab.
That might work too. Yes. Yeah. It's for some reason it's not.
Don't have your credit card information and whatever your social security number is.
Yeah. Just open it up in a tab and then present that tab.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why? Dude, StreamYard sometimes. This is way too good of a picture to. This is poster worthy right here. And I happen to know a few people that are probably in the chat right now in the future. They're in the chat in the present, we're in the past, but we're talking about them in the future. So, and there it is. So
don't hurt yourself on that rabbit hole.
It's how it is. That looks so freaking good, but I know some people that would probably want that as a poster because
I may also be adding them because right now on the campaign I have standees as an option, but I only have the human characters right now.
Mm-hmm.
Partially because I didn't want to overcomplicate things when I launched the campaign, but I might add these anyway, just because I guess it can't hurt at this point. I figured out more or less how to arrange it, and I guess again, it's just an add-on, so it probably won't be that annoying.
Right.
It won't overcomplicate things too much. So I probably might be adding that maybe sometime this week or maybe next week if I don't do it. If I don't have time this week, but I figure I might as well. But,
awesome.
So like with all of these, like I said, I gave my artist like some basic concepts I wanted to have, and like a basic like hairstyle with some color scheme stuff, and then I let him kind of give me what he thought, and then I gave him any kind of feedback I had, and then we back and forth once or twice, and then just settled on the different designs. So these are all the rest of the main crew for majority of the series, basically.
That's such a freaking cool design, dude. Your artist is killer, man.
Yeah, he's so good.
Holy crap. Like I've seen a lot of good ones. I've seen a lot of good ones recently, and just I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy that a lot of the mainstream corporations seem to be failing, because all of this talent that's out there, I think would have been sucked up by these corporations had the corporations not failed as hard, right? Because the one thing that corporations don't want is competition, and so they'll find people like this that are just this fantastic, and they'll give them some job to keep them busy so they can't. Now they're failing so hard nobody wants to even work with them, and now guys like yourselves are being able to produce and write at that and get this stuff out there. So I just think this is just a really fantastic whirlwind and I don't know, kind of just a really fantastic storm that just is producing that is taking indie works to new heights.
Yeah, because there's so many talented artists out there, and a lot of them are well known by now because they have followings. A lot of them don't, and like if you find the ones that don't have big followings, you're more likely to be able to actually afford to hire them. That's the other thing too, is someone who has a big following, understandably so, they have much higher rates for everything. It's not affordable for a lot of indies. But whereas, like I got lucky with my artist, like I couldn't find anybody better than he is for like the rates he asks for, because that's just what he had. I have an artist I want to hire, I ask their rates. If I could pay it, I pay it. If not, I move on. And so that's just how, that's how it works. I'm lucky that I found him when I did. And if I didn't find him where I did, I wouldn't have found him anywhere, because like I said, he has no social media presence really. So it all just worked out really well in that sense. Like I said, he's really great to work with in terms of his own input, and just he does seem to genuinely enjoy the projects that I'm working on too. So that's also, makes it more fun for both of us.
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. Dude, I have been so excited for this project. Actually, just now I sent it to my wife. I was like, hey, this is one of the ones we need to back. Which my wife just kind of looks at me. She's like,
again.
Well,
by this time in the future, the goat will already be living.
I'm not talking about the goat again. Oh, you guys suck.
Yes, we are.
Yes, for those who are unaware, this is being recorded the Sunday after the Rippaverse team, the Iron Age Knights, and the goat thing is still very much in the zeitgeist of the conversation.
And will be for some time.
I was going to say that
I'm preparing pint glasses.
I saw that. I'm sorry, but I don't know if I have any more questions for you at the moment. I don't know if Richard and Daniel do.
Well, I think that the main thing that I wanted to talk about, or wanted to ask you left, is as far as your tie-ins with the light novels that you do have, which you said is kind of more like a reference. Is there ever a, I guess the one last thing that I was not clear on, is there ever like a convergence point where these things do exist in the same universe, or is it just kind of like you drew from those?
Yeah, not really planning on it. I mean, anything could happen, I guess, but like, no, because my space opera books are very separate from my anime style of stuff.
Yeah,
like the Dragon Hand in that series, there is a connection to some extent, but not giving away anything about that. But there's a connection. But in my anime style stuff, at least for now, they're all self-contained. But like again, I will draw on myself, for references, because I might as well reference myself. No one's going to complain about that. Right?
Yeah. Well, people will complain regardless. But
I like calling it Easter eggs. I mean, we've called it Easter eggs for long. Oh, hey, this is a reference to his other work. Oh, hey,
So of your work that you have out now, like if somebody was wanting to, grab Amaranth Angels and then potentially look at some other stuff from you in the meantime, what's your recommendation to somebody who wants to get a feel for your work right now?
It really depends on what they like best, because like I said, my space opera is very like Star Warsy, like sci-fi, like big epic, like galactic scale, war stuff. And obviously I drew on that to some extent for this, because this also has, space battles. And then whereas my light novels also, it's more anime inspired stuff, and like a little bit lighter and like simpler story where it's just only one viewpoint, not like space opera books have up to like one of the books has like 9 viewpoint characters in it, so those get kind of complicated in terms of all the different characters, whereas light novels have one first person viewpoint, very simple. And then the Dragon Hand, again, is anyone who's like an epic fantasy enjoyer. I mean, there's only one book for now. I'm working on the second one I'm starting to work on the second one finally after way too long, so I hope to get back to that at some point the next year, if not sooner. And I mean, that's awesome. Really like all my projects so far. I mean, most are mostly series, so it's like there are a lot of books, but it's still most like only a couple like specific options because like.
Well,
one
I
book
think
is
you
7
have your
books, and-
bases covered, right? You know what I mean in terms
Yeah.
of the things that a lot of consumers are looking for in terms of broad genre. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's great. I just want to make sure that people, have an easy kind of guidepost to go to if they're looking.
Yeah, and also that's
looking
why
for
all my
something.
books are available as add-ons in the campaign also.
Okay.
And the books and the
That's
books
cool.
and the books that are already out, those will go out to backers right away when the campaign's over and once the funds clear, basically.
That's
because
fantastic.
they're gonna ship separate because those are gonna go right direct from Amazon
Love that.
shipping.
Much
So
easier.
like that could those so those is also is so there's no wait for those once the campaign is over. And so they're all available. Like everything that's out as of when the campaign ends is available as an add-on. And in both ebook and paperback, obviously. So if anybody does want to jump on to one of my other series while waiting for Amaranth Angels to get finished, you could do it on the campaign and save a little bit of money off compared to like buying it off Amazon with all Amazon shipping and all that. So
Yeah, it's great. It's
Awesome.
fantastic marketing strategy.
Yeah.
yeah, I was really glad when Kickstarter finally added add-ons as a built-in option. Like for my last campaign, they finally added. I was like, finally, because I don't have to worry about like putting extra tiers with my other books in it. Now I can just say, hey, here's the main tiers, and keep it simple. Then here are the add-ons, and add on whatever you want once you back at your reward tier, basically.
Awesome. Well, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I enjoyed this project a lot. I don't know if anybody else has anything else.
Yeah.
No, I'm
I-
blown away by all of it, and
I'm really looking forward to
I'm
this.
gonna have to talk to him after the show.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
More ways than you know.
Right.
Actually,
so
I
Yakov,
want to see if I could get it to work. I could show a tiny preview from the animation, the trailer. I don't know if I get it to work or not.
where is it? I can find it. Is it?
No,
is
it's
it-
not. I haven't posted anywhere yet. It would be like a.
Oh,
I
this is-
I did share it on my stream, like a couple days ago. Like I
Ooh.
think,
Yeah,
but-
if you can do that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
I
be
would like
awesome. I'm
like I
excited.
make
open
sure-
it.
if
It's like
you
very
pres-
short. It's like a 1 second, basically like a GIF at this point. It's like a very quick clip. I want to see if I could share that and see if it will find that window.
Yeah,
It didn't find the other one before.
and
It's-
make
oh, yeah,
sure.
we-
Oh, if you go to like something like share entire screen, make sure you share system audio, and then just blow that up to a full screen.
Okay.
Whatever it is, blow it
No,
up.
there's
to a
no
full
audio.
s-
It's just like a 1 second little clip right now.
That's cool.
So yeah, let me know when you have it on there. I can press play on it.
All right.
So just very quick. Just a little. Like I said,
That,
it's very, very quick. It's supposed to be part of like a
that's so.
sequence
cool.
inside the trailer. But
That's great.
That is, dude. When that trailer gets out, I think this is gonna blow up. I really do.
I hope so.
And-
I'm gonna run ads with it and stuff like that. Of course,
Oh,
once that's
yeah.
done, because it's gonna be really fun. So, but this does take a while. You have to do it's a lot of steps. Like you gave me a whole breakdown last week about all the different steps for the two. This is like 2D, hand done animation,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
I mean, like on like the tablet, and it's just a lot of steps involved.
Well, look at that.
So,
How many motions was that? That was how
You
many?
know, it's like one.
Yeah,
it's like
so-
about a second long, the clip, roughly.
well, and you figure if
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna go at
Each individual
24
inch of motion is a
Mhm.
frame, so I'm
Well,
counting
yeah, that's
about
why it
5
takes-
to 7.
something
Well,
like
no,
that.
there's
That's why,
probably there might even be more than that. I mean, that's nuts.
yeah. So the trailer isn't entirely animated. It's gonna be like a combination of scenes like that and some like 3D stuff a little bit with the ships, and then maybe some motion graphic stuff. But like I've seen I'm not gonna show that. That's too rough to show. But like you have
Yeah.
about a minute's worth of with the rough versions of it as
Mhm.
all put together with music. Which I got an original song made for it too, also months ago, and I'm waiting to show off too.
Holy crap.
So it's gonna be like a full proper almost like an anime OP. That's like the idea. So like I said, I'm waiting for an update. Could get one anytime now, and hopefully have that within another week or two to show off, and then do another major ad blitz basically once that comes out, because that'll help marketing a lot.
Yeah.
I think, because it's not something most people
Fantastic.
do, and you saw how that one clip looks. I mean, he's really, really good. I mean, I wish he could do more of it, but again, he said it's just like not worth it most of the time for how much time it takes. At least not right now. Of course, if the campaign blows up and gets a ton of money, then I can obviously afford to just pay him extra and just say do more anyway. I don't know how I'll pay you extra just to do more. Like
right.
But,
well,
but yeah, for now.
And hopefully, I'm hoping that some of the things by the time this goes live are there, because
there is
I
a
will
chance.
just pull them up on the live stream. I'll just pull them up on the. So.
Yeah, there is a pretty good chance that the trailer will be done by the time this goes live. So
that's so
seeing
cool.
this, some people might have actually already seen the trailer by the time they see the little preview here, but that's time travel.
Yeah, because we're going to be talking to the people in the present and the past, and then future me is about to show up here in a minute. It gets weird. It's the internet has taught me exactly how hard time travel is.
Yeah, that's why
I can blame other me. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about Well, dude, I'm excited for this. I am excited for this. Like I said,
I'm excited to get it out to people finally too. It's been in the works for quite a while. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, at this point, guys, go check out Amaranth Angels on Kickstarter. Those links have been being dropped the entire time in the chat. Go check out yakovmerkin.com, which those links have been being dropped in the chat this entire time. And I will give
also
you
my
a
YouTube
final
channel, of course.
Oh yeah, you've got the YouTube channel too. Yes, don't let me forget that. Yes. And yeah, and you do way better on your YouTube channel than I do on mine. Like you do way better. But
yeah, well, I found a good niche that I'm able to tap into, and people seem to be enjoying it. So.
Yeah. Well, and your niche is so it's narrowed, whereas my niche kind of has a lot of things involved in it.
Yeah, and also again, it's like Girls on Panzer. It's not a huge fan base, but it's a very like active and loyal fan base. So that helps too, I think. Because like back before I made my videos, I would go every week or two on YouTube and just search newest videos, see if anybody made something on the show that I like, and there wasn't much. So now that I'm doing it, anybody else like me who's doing the same thing will find me basically, and then
that's cool.
That's how I've been growing the last almost a year now since my channel started actually growing.
Jeez,
okay,
that's awesome.
I posted a viral meme that went kind of viral. And then went from there. It's like, okay, now's a good time to actually jump on my channel and start making real videos. Now that I'm going, getting a bunch of subscribers off this meme that I made. And it took me 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. But go check out all of the places. He is also Amaranth Angels live on Kickstarter over on Twitter. That's the best way to find him, over our Twix, as I call it. And at Yakov Merkin. Over there as well. I think I got everything.
Yeah, we just need to say, back to our future selves.
Yes. Yeah, back to our future selves.
Bob.
Yeah, back to you, future Royce. No, I
back
don't
to the future.
know. Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm dead by now.
I
don't know.
It's kind of dark.
Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you so much for making time for us. And
thank you for having me. Thank you for arranging this.
Yeah.
I mean,
and tune in. And if the chat has any questions, ask those questions here. Leave them in the comments section of this live stream, and he will be able to answer those when he has the time. And man, this has been awesome. So thank you so much. And
thanks again.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
This is great. Oh, I can hear myself echoing.
Yeah,
Can't hear Royce.
Shut up. That was an awesome interview. Royce is from Place Where I Go. Man, dude, I forgot about
Right. Fun.
Oh God, am I here?
We're echoing. Echo.
Hey.
I don't hear
Echo.
an echo. I don't hear an echo. Hello?
Echo.
Is it?
I don't hear an echo, and which is weird because usually I do. Oh my God. You guys are terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Yakov Merkin from, man, dude, I love, I forgot what his YouTube channel was. Do you guys remember? Because I don't remember. No, that's not how you do it. Yeah.
This is going well.
Yeah, it's going very well. I don't. Chat. Do you hear an echo? Is there an echo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably why they're saying echo.
Daniel's still echoing. That's. I don't hear an echo. And you. All right. Let me check my settings. No, you guys are not coming through on my end. I don't know what the hell is going on.
It's a StreamYard thing. Whenever you started the video, and you couldn't get the sound to work. When it did work, I heard myself echo then.
Okay. Let me do it. Nope. It won't. Stop screen. All right. How about that? All right. I stopped the screen.
Testing.
I removed. I didn't realize that was the thing. Oh my God.
Doot. Nope, no echo.
Oh man.
I
hate StreamYard. It does so many
I'm just going to keep saying
things.
echo the rest of the stream.
Echo, guys. Okay, so that was our interview with Yakov Merkin. And again, that was a pre-recorded interview we did several weeks ago. I forgot about so many things in that interview. The Royce Flicks thing. I also forgot that he was actually doing ad space in his book, which is that we actually ended up having a conversation. We had a conversation after that. And he is now, I just posted his Ascendant Fiction 7220 YouTube channel. He is doing ad reads and stuff for small creators in the front of his videos. His channel is slightly smaller than mine. It's right about the same size as my channel, but he gets a lot more viewership than I do on the regular because of just the tight-knit content that he's doing. So if you guys are looking to get in on having your stuff promoted somewhere, that's the guy to reach out to. I have been wanting to get him on the channel for God knows how long at this point. And when I reached out and I was like, hey, dude, I would love to have you. You know, we do the show. It's Friday nights. And he goes, I can't do Friday nights. It's a no technology thing for me. It's a religious thing. He's like, I'm sorry. I wish I could, make that work, but I just can't. And I said, I will talk with Richard and Daniel and we will make this happen. And he's like, well, and he was like, well, it's gonna, there's late nights and all that. And he's 8 hours ahead of us, guys. He's on the other side of the world. He's across the pond, as it were. And and he was like, I don't want to be too late, this, that, and the other thing. And so we actually scheduled, you guys will know for the Sunday coffee that was at like 11:45. That day a few weeks back, that's the day we actually did this, and we scheduled it to make sure that it was early enough in the day that he wouldn't keep his roommates up. There was no way in hell, guys, I want you to know I believe in what he is doing so much. There was no way in hell that I was going to make this. He lives in Canada. No. He does not live in Canada. He does not live in Canada.
The pond is commonly known as, the Great Lakes. That's
See,
the pond.
Yeah, I don't understand. But no, I was, yes, Tim Allen. I believe he is over in that part of the world. Yes. But there was no way I was not going to make this interview not happen. Guys, what do you think before we get into super chats and questions and stuff like that? Having been reminded of this interview, what did you guys think about? What do you remember from that? Is there any more questions that kind of pop in your head? Like, oh crap, yeah, I wish I would have asked that, because he's gonna watch this and he's gonna answer those questions in the comments. So, did you guys have anything that just kind of popped out to you? Like, oh crap, I wish I would have asked that during the interview.
I mean, I think I did a great job. I mean, I don't know if I'd say the same for you guys, but personally, I was very pleased with myself.
I never do a great job. So it's fine.
No, I really, that was such a different style of interview because I was not distracted by the Rumble chat or the YouTube. At the time, it was nice.
Blaming
It was
you
really,
guys.
it was
Wow,
nice.
right
Oh
under
no,
the
it was
bus.
nice. The chat not being there was so nice. Oh my god, it's like,
Uh-oh.
Those
I'm
disgusting people.
no, they're not disgusting, sir. God.
Well, I mean,
Now-
I'm just
now you know how the king
I thought we
thinks about
agreed
you.
that was how we felt, but all right.
No, that's that's not. Oh my
Okay.
God! Now you guys all know how the king feels about you. No, the chat is distracting, not disgusting. It's a different deep. My God, what? Wow. Daniel's chair was different. My shirt was different. There was
I know we should have coordinated. We weren't
honestly,
planning.
yeah, we probably could have made it to make it like aesthetically not. I didn't say that, guilty
I
gearhead.
mean, he was the one who suggested it first, but
I
we all
think
did
actually-
agree eventually. We agreed that was probably the best descriptor. But
Yeah. No, that was not. That was not the best description.
I have no control over the chair changing.
Well, okay. So Raving Dead Gaming, he says, I was trying to come up with questions, but I just kept drawing blanks, or Royce would already ask them. That right there is our job as hosts, right? That
And
is
now
what-
you guys understand why I just sit here and drink most of the time.
It's but when you have to ask a question, it's usually a pretty good one. But that's our
Yeah.
job. Our
You guys
job,
ask the best questions, though.
but they do. Our job as hosts is to be the intermediaries and to make sure that we can get as much information from these authors and these creators. And I'm sorry, guys, like what he is doing is unfreaking real. I like Amaranth Angels is something that every single time it gets posted on Comic Shop Wednesdays. And guys, he is still not funded yet. As of right now on Amaranth Angels, the Kickstarter, let's go to present and share this screen. He is he's only at 5,500 out of 13,000. And because and here's the thing, guys, he is already actively paying his artist and is trying to make this a reality. This is not a cheap endeavor. If you ask anybody what it costs to do a comic book, $10,000 is actually right around about where it costs to pay the artist, to get the printing, to get it out to people. And this is a full-blown manga. Why don't we check out this trailer here? And this is just the short one that he released. He's working on a full-blown trailer. So, yeah, that's just the short 30-second teaser that he put out. He is actually doing a full 90-second long trailer. 90 seconds of trailer is going to cost this guy a lot of money. I'm telling you guys, this is fantastic. I will also be sending this project to my wife and saying we need to back it as well, which my wife looks at me every time so I may or may not have pissed off a lot of people in one of my videos this week, and there's a video game that I haven't played yet, so I might have spent money on a video game this week to play that video game mostly tomorrow, and then to prepare for Sunday coffee, because Sunday coffee is going to be fun. But I will be sending this to my wife and saying, hey, babe. So the things I have to do, and they're not dirty things, ladies and gentlemen. They're those things that when you look at your wife and you're like, hey, babe, I'd really love to do this thing. And she looks at you and goes, well, boy, this room could really use a makeover. And you're just like, fuck. Or, I'd really like a shed outside. Can you make the chicken coop bigger? Oh. I pay with my body in ways that I don't pay with my body in ways anymore. And it's just going to be, damn it, I shouldn't have said that. Fuck. But I'm telling you guys, Yakov Merkin has just an awesome project.
Agreed.
Royce is trying to hype up the Royce Flicks domain
the
name
fuck
with the 3 X's.
Yeah, I forgot about that again.
He bought that one, which is, I mean, he didn't buy the other ones, but
Trying to make sure one of us doesn't.
Okay. Full transparency here. Richard sends me a freaking private message, and he goes, "But seriously, dude," because he had it pulled up. I thought he was gonna buy it, and he was like, "But I don't need to buy it if you want to buy it." And I was like, "Dude, you do with your money what you want to do." I forgot about it. I still don't know if Richard actually bought Royce Flicks.
I didn't buy it. I did not buy it.
Oh, okay.
I was
He forgot
to, make you a real website if you wanted, but
I no, it's I'm actually gonna have to get to that point, but there's things I need to do first, which money keeps getting in the way. But all right. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you guys think? What did you guys think of the conversation with Yakov? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here and we are gonna start pulling up some of those chats that you guys sent in. A lot of chats there. We've only got one super chat that I have not read yet. And it is from the Ultimate Kahuna for $4.99. Hey, y'all. Just finished Watcher of the Damned. I love the book. And the problem is now I need to buy the second one. LOL. Check in when I can. That is pretty much what we hear from everybody when it comes to Watcher of the Damned from RH Snow. People are like, we reread the book and we have to buy the next one. I've not even heard, and my Gilded is open and they'll go back and forth with people about what they liked about books, what they didn't like about books. I've not even heard middling reviews. I don't know if you guys have, but I like Watcher of the Damned from RH Snow. I've not even heard like mid-level reviews. People who see it are just like, they're just like, we love it. We need the next one. It's great. I want it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I wish I need to pick it up as well. Raving Dad Gaming, for just a regular chat. So is a possible animated film going to be made for this? All right, so Yakov, when you are watching this, that is a question for you. So is a possible animated film going to be made for this? Raving Dad, I don't know what Yakov will reply with, but an animated film is an insane amount of money. Even if it was just he and his artist. A full, what would you say an animated film is? 60 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, something like that. It's just a short.
Minimum.
I've seen them as short as that, but
it depends on what he's planning on doing with it. If he wanted to go into potentially mainstream streaming service with it, it has to meet a certain amount of criteria, including runtime. If he just wanted to host it somewhere, he could get away with any time frame. Really.
Okay, so what if he does the old school thing? It was, hey guys, I'm going to release DVDs. Here's this, which is what Ascendancy. God, why can't I think of it? Ascendancy Row. No, it is Ascendant. Yeah, no, right? Yeah. 404 Royce.exe cannot be found. Ascendancy Row, I believe, but they kickstarted and they needed $50,000 to pull this off, and they pulled in some major voice talents. That's the other thing too. An animated film, I mean, you're not just talking about dubbing over with some music and stuff like that. You're talking about paying voice actors. You're talking about time in the booth, and time in the booth is spendy because now you have to have the voice actors. What if the voice actors don't have access to having good quality audio equipment? Now you've got to spend money on the booth. Now you have to have people who can produce the audio, who can master the audio, and generally those are different people. A producer is not a masterer. I think if Yakov had, or Yakov, I'm trying to say it right. God, and I'm butchering his name tonight. I think
hard.
if he had the money, he would. But the only way to get him the money is to help him fund Amaranth Angels and spread the word. And if you guys can't fund it, share it. Tell everybody else. So let's say you can't fund it, but you can at least get 2 other people in your place to be like, guys, this is amazing. I just don't have the scratch. What do you think about it? And you can get 2 other people to fund it. And he makes that money and it goes well for him. Because again, he's at about 43% of his total goal right now. But if you guys can spread the word and get other people to help, I mean, that's massive. That's absolutely massive. But animated film is a lot. Like I never went into animated film, but I know what it costs to go into studio as a musician.
The rumor is, I believe it's like $1,000 a minute. Yeah, the rumor is it's $1,000 a minute for the animation alone. That's not counting paying for the voice work and all the other back end that goes into it.
Yeah. So a 90-minute, I mean, well, it might be a little less expensive with the way that technology has gone. If you're in the indie area and you're looking for, hey guys, I need some people who are doing voice work. You're just getting into it and you want your breakthrough. Like you might be able to get it cheap there. At the top tier level, it's $1,000 a minute just for animation. So $90,000 for an hour and a half. Just for animation, not including voice actors. Once you include voice actors, once you include potential script writers to help you finish your script, or even editors. Let's say you write the script and you just get editors, and then you have to get audio producers and audio masterers. It's $200,000 just for a 90-minute animated film. At the top tier level, can we, at this level,
Skunk's Workshop says $300K if you want it looking high quality.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that's fair. I think $300K.
What up, Jared?
I'm talking small numbers here, but yeah, $300K out the door for a high quality looking Amaranth. Like you guys saw that. What was that? 10 seconds of animation out of a 30-second clip. Think of how much he paid for that alone. Guys. And here's the thing. I have been told, and I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off. I think he will be because he's driven. He is going to do a 90-second animation trailer for you guys to get excited about his project. Why is everybody going in Twitter jail this week? That's like the 3rd person in our community that I've seen that went in Twitter jail this week.
I don't know. I heard that there was like a ban wave that was going around. I'm not sure what the deal is. And they rolled out like new reporting features. So.
Yay.
All right. So, Yakov, if you could afford an animated film, would you? Do you have plans for that? Is that something that you want to piece together over the course of years? Yakov. God, I'm sorry. Mr. Merkin. I've told Merkin is fine, but I don't say my... Sir, answer down in the comments of this in the VOD when you are able to. And I will probably read them. All right. Herman P. Hunter, the Lore Forge. Add a drink with crazy. Can you ask Yakov about whether you should buy a goat?
This is why we shouldn't read anything Herman posts.
But that would be dishonest. I tell people that I'll read their chats. Like should I start making exceptions for people? Raving Dad Gaming. 2 things here from Raving Dad Gaming. They're not in order. This one, I'll read the earlier one and then I'll read the later one. 6 stories in an arc or 6 different stories? I believe it is a 6-story arc. Yakov, you may respond to that because
I think that's what he said.
I think that's what he said, is a 6-story arc, not 6 different stories. And then Raving Daddy Gaming also.
He hasn't gone as crazy as I have.
No. Well, most don't. The quiet ones are always the craziest. Raving Dad Gaming. Yakov, do you visually see the story in your head as you're working on it? If so, does it make it easier? I can't answer that question for Yakov. Yakov, I will read that one more time. Do you visually see the story in your head as you're working on it? If so, does it make it easier? Daniel, as a writer, I will pose that question to you.
I do, yes. I know some authors don't. Obviously, we talked with Michael Harris, who has aphantasia. He does not visualize, daydream, or anything like that. But the majority of authors I've worked with and spoken to do tend to visualize either before or during the writing process. Depends on their stream of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be something that would keep me from being able to write a proper book. Because I am too visual in my mind. And that's just an effective, it's just a consequence of my existence.
I don't know that would be such a bad thing. One of the things I've realized, at least in current year, we're the streaming video service, era. So everything is in a visual medium. And if you can tap a way to describe things in a visual medium format that's still literary entertainment, I think you could, really have something that way.
And it has to do with, and I mean, I could call it ADD because a lot of people that I've talked with who have actually been diagnosed with ADD and all that, you talk with people and I'm like, yep, nope, I get all of that stuff. Like people who've been diagnosed with all this stuff for years. I've talked with many, many other people and I experience a lot of the same things. One of the things that I would possibly differentiate me is that I tapped into it and I realized that I can actually have 2 simultaneous thoughts going on in my head at the same time.
That happens to me all the time.
I can have but I can have the audio thoughts and then the visual thoughts that are 2 totally separate things going on in my head at the same time. And what the funny thing is then my brain actually processes. My brain will process what's going on with the visual media as audio as well. Or as words, and then we'll process the words so it's really, God, I wish I could describe it better than that. But yeah, I can most of the time when you guys see me on the channel, I will have multiple thoughts streaming in my head simultaneously, and that's actually where the rants come from, right? It's because I'll just be going and going and going, and then 2 thoughts will clash into my head simultaneously, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, it's time to fucking say, like, that's part of where that comes from. But I don't know if that would make me a good writer. And part of the other reason that I wouldn't be a good writer at this stage of my life is that I shunned reading from my life for many years because reading was a chore for me. I was to do the reading the same as I was to pick up the dog poop and take out the trash and vacuum the living room. And it was a chore for me, handed down by my parents while they would sit out there and watch the Monday night sitcoms and laugh and have a good time. And I don't hold that necessarily against my parents because oftentimes my mom would pick up a book while my dad was watching his show and she would be reading some of the classics. But all I wanted to do was go and swing a stick in the front yard and pretend to live out that imagination that was inside my head, and that's how I always wanted to do it. So
Fair. There's no shame in that.
I think
Not
if
everyone's a writer, man.
no, I think if I what I would like to do, if I could, I would like to sit down with somebody one of these days and just take one of those things that I thought of when I was a kid and talk to a script writer. And I want to download those thoughts and have that person put it onto a page. And I would like to be the behind the scenes guy of a movie. And even I don't know,
It's called ghostwriting, Royce.
Well, no, because I'd like to be an active part of it. But
Yeah,
I don't know how
that's how the process works.
Well, no, but I would also like I like a lot of different like camera work and things like that too. So obviously get somebody more experienced. But no, I would like to direct a movie from some insane thing in my brain. But that also takes a lot of Jared Christman. Well, I might know a guy. Yeah, but my story might take a little bit more. My story has to do with a lot of different elements. Daniel knows the story I'm talking about. It just popped into my head.
True. We have to discussed it before.
Yes, we have discussed it before. All right. Frederick Gremont at A Drink with Crazy. I really like him talking about his character creation process with the artist, how he gives them freedom to contribute, and how he values their partnership. And that, honestly, Frederick, is that is a common thing for writers at his level, and should be a common thing for everybody at every level. That should be the standard. When you find someone who can work with you like that, you work with that person. You treat them well, and you do not let go of them. You hold on to them like it is the last beer out of that 12-pack, and you just want it to last. That is how you wait. That was a weird analogy.
Not wrong, though. Those who actually understand the process of creating something like this, experiencing doing so, get more out of collaboration than trying to control every aspect of what's going on. There was an conversation that crossed my feed about that with a guy who was talking about how he had to absolutely control every single aspect of what was happening with his book. Yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to juggle that many plates, and I juggled a lot of plates. Thank you very much.
You know what, I will say this, as when I was writing music, and we are going to wrap it up here soon, guys, because, well, we don't have a guest anymore, and we've read all of your questions and all of your super chats. But when I was writing, when I was in a band, I would come up with, I knew what I wanted to hear in my head. And I remember going up to my drummer and I'm like, okay, here's what I want to hear during this part of the song. And I'm like, you can kind of fill in, but there are certain parts of the song I need to hear this thing. And I'd go up to him and I'm like, okay, I know that when your body is like this and you're hitting and he goes, the four toms. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're called. You're the drummer. But I'm like, when you are turned like this, that is the sound that I'd want to hear. And I would like mouth the sounds or clap the sounds or however I could get in this part of the song. I want to hear this thing. Outside of that, there's, do your own thing, but there are certain parts I've got to, and I actually had drummers that were able, because I was able to guide them well enough in their craft. And so what I'm trying to say is know at least a little bit of someone else's craft, of your artist's craft. You don't have to be able to perform. Guys, I can't drum. I can't drum to save my soul. But I know enough about it, and I know enough about what each of the drum pieces do, that I can guide that person to what I want them to need. More cowbell, right? We actually did have a cowbell. We never actually incorporated it into a song. But no,
Royce needs more cowbell.
It needs more cowbell. I can't do I can't fuck. I was actually just watching him in the rundown with The Rock and Sean William Scott the other day. Such a good, but that would be the other thing, is know enough about a craft that you are working with, from a person that you're working with, to be able to tell them, I really need it to look like this. And then, like Yakov Merkin says, here's the thing, but I don't know what else to tell you. I can give you the start. And that's one of the big things that I took. And then the other thing, guys, go support Yakov Merkin, because he's releasing in July of next year, and you guys could have your ad in his comic book, which I honestly thought that was the coolest freaking thing.
You can join me because I'll be signing up for that.
Are you already doing it? Are you doing it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's
Oh yeah.
when he was like, oh yeah, by the way, as long as it's family friendly and it's an ad for your book, that could literally go in his book with QR codes and all kinds of stuff. I mean, for $250, free advertisement, but also at the same time, let's get this guy funded, because Amaranth Angels, with what he's doing, guys, we need to get there.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get him there. And I just shared those links down in the chat. Richard, good sir, do you have any final words for the evening?
Just that if you have not, go and back Anvil issue number 2. It's still up on Indiegogo in demand, and this thing looks fantastic. You will be happy with it when you get it, whenever you get your hands on it.
Do you have the link? Can I share the link?
Sure. It's anvilmagazine.com. I can also just do a quick direct link to the campaign.
That would be awesome.
There we go. And yeah, I'll be painting minis on Sunday night on my chill stream. So if you want to swing by there, and yeah, I have my Gilded, so I won't drop a link for that, because you can figure it out. And
go to my Gilded. He's in my Gilded. Just add him in my Gilded, and then he'll at you in his Gilded, and then it'll be
there you go. Yeah,
Guildception. That's what.
Yeah. And I've agreed that if I now have like a little $5 supporter tier. If I get 5 supporters, I'll do an actual painting with a Bob Ross wig. So you guys should enjoy that.
I actually have, my wife has them somewhere. They actually got water damage years ago, but I actually, when I was a kid, did painting lessons with one of our neighbors she was a painter, and she actually, for blank canvas, it was not paint by numbers. I've actually had some people like, oh, that's paint by numbers. I was like, no, it wasn't paint by numbers. I was like, what? I'm like, no, she showed me what to do, but she used the Bob Ross templates. And so I actually have a couple, maybe I'll show them on screen. With
happy little trees.
But yeah, they're just, happy little trees, and a couple of their friends painted by yours truly, from when I was like, oh God, I must've been 7. But, but she showed me what to do and the different brushes to use. And, my wife still has them. And they got water damaged years ago in an apartment that we were in. And God, that was terrible, but,
happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, Mr. Daniel P. Riley, what do you got, good sir?
Well, I'm going to respond to Raving Dad Gaming, who asked me a question, and we were in mid conversation, so I saw it but didn't get a chance to respond. So I'll respond now. No rush, man. What you're working on, it takes the time it takes, and when you're ready, I'll be ready to work with you on it. And that goes for everybody. This is what I do. I will help you polish your project with whimsyland.org. And if you have questions, hit me up on Gilded, Twitter at Mr. DP Riley, or Twix, as Royce calls it. And I, unfortunately, do not have a Gilded. I have a commie Discord called Laureate. You can find the link to that on the whimsyland.org website right at the top.
He's even wearing red tonight. I'm sorry, I'll shut up now.
It's okay. They'll stop pissing you off eventually, and you can turn back to the appropriate color.
What
It's fine.
happened to the chair?
It's mad. Like I said, man, it's angry. I'm gonna have to spend the week calming it down.
Here's the problem: is I don't even think you're going to tell me what the fuck's going on even after the stream. Why is the seat of power like this? I don't understand.
It's the seat of darkness now.
No. Although that would be really good lore. I want to do just a fun comic, just based around the lore. Obviously, King Richard, the crown or the anvil. King Richard has the anvil. Then there's the wig of destiny, and then there is the seat of power. And it was by the great God King of old that these were all collected in one place, but have been separated, and the three kingdoms now hold possession over them, fighting for power. And all of a sudden, the three items one day seem to awaken and be sending a power across the land. And it is a young man who has to voyage and collect them together to become the new God King of the land. Or evil might take the items, and they may just rule over all of the people. I don't know. That's what I have in my head for the lore of the channel.
I can get behind it.
We could literally call it the Iron Age Knight.
True.
Yeah. As long as he has a faithful steed upon which he can, bound from rock to rock.
I believe he rides
maybe
a goat.
Maybe
wolf.
a goat. Yeah,
A goat
Yes.
wolf, as I've seen. He rides a goat wolf.
Leolf.
Yes.
Goat, leopard wolf.
He is highly weak to big titty goth vampires, though. highly weak to those ladies. It's ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much, and we'll see you all on Sunday Coffee. And until next time, cheers, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.